in the very beginning, I just want to thank Gabby again in this very cold time and busy time right now, because you all know by the end of the year, it will be the most difficult time for all the professors. We need to apply for the grant, so that is a super busy time. But still, he's more than willing to spend time with all of us to introduce not only his country, but also introduce the difference between a specific topic, maybe between Taiwan and Korea. But I have to say, how many years you have already stayed in Taiwan?
22 years.
22 years. So I have to say, more like Taiwanese then, right? And
Denmark changed.
Actually, you married someone in Taiwan. Taiwanese girl, right?
Yes, so I'm half Taiwanese.
Yeah. So I have to say, again, he is more than qualified to compare the two different cultures. Okay? So anyway, today we'd like to focus on this topic, as you can see right here, family relationship. So I have to say, actually, for the previous sessions, we did touch this kind of the family issue before, but today we would like to do this in different aspects. We'd like to define this kind of the family relationship into three different stages right here. So as you can see right here, we will think about trying to change your role. Imagine when you are for a kid anyway. What is the relationship between you and your parents? And then, if we go to the work age right here, you need to take care of your own kids, but also you need to, I should not say deal with, but you need to take care of your parents, right? So, just like work age right here. But finally, you'll come to this age. So, we have very different relationships right here. So, today I think we can go through three different ages right here. We would like to teach all of you to think about what is the potential difference between our two cultures, right? Okay. So let's start from kid age. Okay, so mostly it will be the relationship between the kid and maybe your parents. So we need you to recall your childhood memory to think about this kind of relationship. Okay. So I'd like to start from the childhood in Taiwan. I think you're all familiar with this. Okay. So I have to say now I'm also father, you are not. You will be sooner or later, maybe next year. I will hear your good news anyway. I'm a father, and you can think about, now imagine your childhood. Every single time when you go back home, just quick survey, okay, quick poll. What's the first thing your parents will ask you to do? Like finish your homework first, or have your fun time, you can play with your friends. So if it is the first situation, raise your hand. The most important things for you after school, okay, like maybe more than health, right? So the second thing, your parents really cares about your life. I mean, your happiness, the interesting life after the school. So if that is the situation, raise your hand now. No one? Oh, I know. For the remaining of them, just like my parents, they don't care about me. They don't care for me. They just come on. Oh, you're here. Okay, good. Maybe. So you can see the pictures right here. Actually, even my son, I have to say he's really busy. For the daytime, spend lots of time in the school. Of course, he will have his free time to play soccer with his classmates or something. But of course, after we do have these kind of things. How to say that? You know, the teachers will assign the homework to the parents. I didn't say assign the homework to kids. Actually, they assign homework to parents. How to say this one?
We don't have that.
You don't have that? Wow, they don't have that. I think it's more like a contact book or something, but to me, literally, I really think this is kind of homework assigned to the parents, not to the kids. Because actually, I need to ask myself, did you finish the first one? Okay, pick up your homework, let me check. Okay, let's go for the second one. It's crazy, I have to say. And also, not only that, we really care about to cultivate our kids' talent. So you can see, this is exactly for my kid, my son. My son is 10 anyway. He needs to practice the piano like every day because he needs to attend the piano class once per week anyway. So yes, we need to ask him or let him to get some talent. So I have to say the kids in Taiwan is pretty busy, if your parent really cares about you. Although this may not be the right way to say so. So how about the Denmark style?
I would say if you start from a very young age, let's say preschool, you don't really learn anything. So you just play. So when I went to kindergarten, we played and we took walks in the forest, and yeah, that was maybe the only thing we had to worry about was whether we had to take a nap or not. So probably not every student or every kid knew how to read before elementary school, for example. This is something you really start to learn when you are maybe 6 years old or 7. So that's a big difference. And then in elementary school, we have short, but we also have very long breaks to play. So in general, it's very easy going, and teachers don't really put too much pressure on you.
You mean pressure or attention? Do they really care about you?
Well, it's difficult to say because Taiwanese students, you know, there are something called PISA tests where countries are ranked.
Yeah,
and Taiwan is always doing very well in math and science.
Yeah.
And every year there is always a big debate in Denmark about what do we do wrong.
Okay.
But actually, if you take a country like Finland, it's very, very, very even more relaxed than Denmark, and they do very well.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, after school, I think you mentioned something about social clubs, right?
Yeah. So in my case, for example, I joined a club that was financed by the government, so everything was basically free. And I learned to drive racing go-kart. I did that for 5 years. And some of the people I compete with, actually, one guy became the first Formula 1 driver, Danish Formula 1 driver.
How old were you when you attended this social club?
You have to be around 8 or 9.
So like the third grade, 小学3年级 in Taiwan.
So maybe there are not many adults there. Maybe only 1 or 2 in charge. But you will learn how to, if you like to make clothes. If you want to do some handy things like with wood or other things, you can do that. If you want to take a break and play pool or table tennis, then we do that. Yeah, it was always very nice after school.
I have to say we do have the clubs, but our club is like a robot club, a math club. Again, just more like the parent motivation, but rather than it's kind of have the fun time or something, or really like what you want during that time. So this is a big difference. So you don't have the assignment, homeworks.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, just like one, so you don't need the contact book with the parents.
I think, to be honest, I think in elementary school, like for math and science and stuff, I always finish homework in school.
Okay.
So I never had homework to bring back.
So reasonable amount that you can actually finish the lesson in school.
Yeah.
So you can take this slide as an example. I think the education itself highly related to the goal. I mean, the goal in our impression or in our imagination that what kind of the person or what kind of people we'd like our kid to be, right? It's kind of the picture in our mind. So, of course, for Taiwan part, you can see when we are talking about the 社经地位, socio-economic status, we all anticipate or we treat. If you do have the high socio-economic status, that means you are a successful people or something else. In Taiwan, we definitely agree this kind of a definition. So you can see this is highly related to something about, when you say, high academic achievement. Right? The first prize, I don't know, the very high scores, you will have the choice to pick the very good high school to attend or admit anyway. That is pretty good. So high social status. So of course this was.
So that's why no matter, I experienced this, Taiwanese always get a medal for something, even if it's a very small thing.
We have certificate, we have medal, we have a lot of things, trophy. 我们要奖杯、奖状，我们讲证书，连借书 ，even you borrow the books, you know, borrow to one level, you can get the certificate. For my kid, he's actually studied in Linong Elementary School, Linong 国小. If you can read, literally just like borrow 10 books, you'll get a certificate. It's pretty crazy, you can do anything for it. But again, it's really high to your academic performance or something. You cannot say, I play like 2 hours after school, I can get a certificate. No, not in Taiwan. Maybe in your country, but not in Taiwan. So I have to say, yes, if we just recall our memory, do you have fun time during the elementary school? Do you have fun time? Do you have a most, I don't know, happy or a beautiful childhood memory? I think the question, the answer may be very different, right? But I have to say, yes, it gives us a lot of stress, even to the adult, even to you right now. We do have the stress, and I have to say, it will definitely cause some mental issue. I have to say. So how about your country? What is the future about your
So like, I'm not sure how it is in Taiwan, but I think already from elementary school, we are prepared that there are different directions in life, right? It doesn't have to be science, it doesn't have to be finance, it can be art, it can be many things. So the system has to take that into account and try to develop your skills also or test if you really have talent to become an artist, right? So yeah, that's the responsibility of the school, not after school.
Yeah. So they didn't they didn't have this kind of intention to make everyone just like each other. They don't need to be good at science or something. Maybe some of you can be good at science. Maybe some of you can be good at the art, right? Or maybe music, a lot of things. So your school system allow the kids to think about that possibility. They allow them to have this kind of opportunity, to enjoy their fun time.
Yeah, and we also, I learned to cook when I was maybe 10 years old. We had cooking classes, and I learned to make sew a jacket. Yeah, so that was part of the school. We didn't get grades, but we did it. So I think there are a lot of freedom in elementary school, and also in high schools actually, because there are a lot of directions you can choose. Definitely, the biggest in high school is if you're going to be language oriented or math or science oriented. You have that in Taiwan?
Actually, I think little. Limited options right there anyway. But I have to say, this kind of open system, I mean, welcome different possibility for developing different fields. Is one of the pros for in Denmark anyway. But of course, that comes with the I have to trade-off or price. For example, you will think about why PISA Taiwan can get that high rank or something, because we put every energy, any resource for this kind of the science, math or something, right? But you allow this kind of the resource or source distributed into different fields. Sure. I think that is kind of the trade-off. So we are not saying about which one is better, but I have to say this is different options.
Yeah.
You make this option, it will come with a consequence. It can be good, it can be bad, but I just want all of us to appreciate this kind of the difference, right? Yeah. So here's a quick question for all of you. Again, if you do have the opportunity to be the kid again, which one? I mean, which style you want to get? You want to, I should not use soccer. You can went through the same experience just like what you had in a child, or maybe you really want to pursue the style in Denmark or something. I want you to have an 3-minute discussion with your someone sitting with you or next to you. Please have this kind of short discussion. And of course, if you do have other answers, you can think about that, and then we will ask someone to share. Okay? So 3 minutes, go.
Let's take a question. You want to say anything? What do you prefer? You don't have to say Danish. You don't need to.
I prefer my own style.
Taiwanese style?
Why?
Your own style?
Oh, your own style.
I just want to do nothing other than study. Then I would like to explore my city and my friends around me, maybe visit home. And then that's a thing that I didn't try before. Right? I want to get to know more about things around me.
Yeah, I noticed from some of my friends that it's a big task for parents to find playmates for their kids.
Yeah.
It's the most important almost.
You need to, seek out the friends. Only the friend that is qualified to be my son's playmate. Just station. Yeah, we think too much, I have to say.
Let's try some behind. You want to say something? You want to say something? Okay. Good.
I prefer the Taiwanese style in the school time. But after school, maybe the Danish style is better. Because actually we are get benefits from the hardworking school subjects. But in our spare time, actually we read. So it's not the knowledge is not limited on the textbook.
I have to say another issue why Taiwanese parents normally don't allow our kids to go outside the home anyway. We worry about their safety. I have to say, if I really want you to explore the city, that means I need to, take personal leave. I mean, 请假, stay with you to take care of your safety and bring you to explore the city. So that is a big problem because we need to earn money like you and me.
Yeah, when I started in elementary school, I guess I was 5 or 6, I had to walk 10 minutes by myself and then take a bus and then get off. And then, so I did that when I was 5, 6 years old. And when after school, because my parents would work, then I would just run around in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
可能跟台湾的治安算是好吧。Relatively, Taiwan is a relatively safe country all over the world, right?
But it's true. But I think I'm not sure I fully understand. But before I came to Taiwan, there were gangsters that made prank calls or calls to parents and said that they kidnapped their children. And I think this went into the psyche of Taiwanese. Because
that is a neuroscientist. Actually,
so I think it's that really went into the culture of Taiwan.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so we don't have too much time to stay in the very first day because we do have the later stage. So again, let us come back to the family relationship because Taiwanese parents actually care so much about the achievement or the sports, grades, homework for their kids anyway. So you can see this is a couple pictures right here. The parents in Taiwan will say something, hey, did you finish your homework? Hey, did you practice your piano? Why are you sitting on the bed? Don't be a lazy boy, you should do something. So you can see in this picture, the teacher says, stop shouting at me, just like this one. Or I have to say this picture, although this is not my wife, but I can say, actually this is the same face on my wife, same expression on my wife's face every single night. You can see my wife just looking at his son, just saying something, come on, you can write it quickly. Why do you do that? Just don't erase it, don't erase it again. Just, it is good enough. Just proceed, go. Quickly, I want to do something else. I think this is a real thing in Taiwan. And I know for lots of parents in Taiwan, maybe this is not the situation staring at the kid. Sometimes they will have the iPad or phone right here. Actually, parents just looking at their cell phone and just, the kid just sitting just in front of them to do that. But again, this is all because we really care about their I don't know, whether they finish their homework or their academic achievement, right? So how about your country?
Well, it's of course, it depends basically also on your socio-economic rank in society, because I think for poor people, maybe the parents have to work more, and they have less time to guide us. Right. So that's of course a factor. But in general, I think playtime is very, very important in Denmark. And actually, I watched a talk on YouTube, an American professor, because it's a problem now with cell phones, that you have too much screen time. That's generally, and after cell phones or smartphones were introduced in 2012 or something like that, depression and anxiety went up exponentially. So for me, I mean, young people today have completely different issues. So now that professor mentioned that they have to schedule playtime for kids, because it's simply not in the schedule anymore. Right? So Denmark is maybe in one extreme. We have a lot of playtime, but maybe in Taiwan and the US, there's very little playtime. But that's wrong, because the brain needs to relax. Right? And of course, kids are smart. So when you say you cannot bring your cell phone or your smartphone into the school, you have to put it in a box. But then they have 2 smartphones, right? It's problems we can never foresee, right? But playtime is very important, because you have to relax your brain. So for example, I never, even now to this day at work, I never push myself, because my mom always said, it's better you better sleep, better rest, you will be better tomorrow. And actually I found, especially with my math and physics classes, I found that if I study very late, maybe I get stuck, I just go to bed and sleep, and the brain takes care of it, and then the next day, sometimes I wake up and I understand it.
Wow. I think I can invite you for another topic of the speech, like how to become a professor even you sleep sufficiently. I mean, it's a pretty tough challenge right here.
Yeah, so I would say parents don't push kids too much.
Okay. So I want to ask you about the picture right here, the right-hand side. I can tell that parents actually spend lots of time with the kids, or even kids will have the opportunity to play with their playmates. How often it will happen when you are a kid? Like once per week?
Yeah, mostly in the weekend.
In the weekend.
In the weekend.
So parents will spend time together with you.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Okay, for sure. Wow, that is good.
Yeah.
I envy you, I have to say. I envy you so much.
I think in general we spend a lot of time with our parents and being there.
So this is actually the word you mentioned last time.
Hygge.
Yeah, actually it's highly related to the family relationship. You know, family members
quality time being together.
They stay with each other. Last time I translated in Chinese like 小确幸, but actually the more actual way to say it is just like a sweet time with your family. You cultivate your relationship, or even I don't know, spend time with them. That's so I have to say this is a very beautiful culture. I have to say we don't have, because we're always yelling at our kids, they don't love us anymore. I have to say, I hate that anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, let's go for the next age, like the work age. So now you can see the situation become more complicated. You can see now we need to deal with our kids, and also we need to take care of our parents, just like you and me, right?
Yeah.
So we now face very different challenges, but in the very beginning, we want to provide some statistics, some data for you to know these 2 countries. So how about you go for them first?
Yeah, so in Denmark, we have a Danish Institute for Statistics that collects all data of all kinds. Everything is measured in Denmark. So we know quite well these things. Yeah, I think First child, right? About 30, 32 years. We also have a high divorce rate, about 40%.
Why? People are so happy. Why they get divorced?
I think it's because people grow apart.
Okay.
So they want to be themselves, realize their potential. Or
they have too many options. They don't want to stay with you, always stay with you.
Sure. I mean, of course, if your culture says it's not really acceptable to have a divorce, then you stay together even if it's bad, right? So, but in Denmark, I think maybe it's too easy. Oh, it doesn't work. You're out.
I would say actually Taiwanese are actually kidnapped by the tradition.
Yeah.
But if you get divorced, someone will judge you like, wow, what's wrong with you? You should stay with your wife or something. We still have this kind of the restriction from the tradition.
Yes.
But you are free to make your own choice.
Yeah. So many of my friends I studied with, they maybe so now maybe you get married once. And then you get a divorce, but after that you don't really get married anymore. So you can have a second and a third family, but you're not really married. So you can imagine that's very complicated relationships, because you have to relate to your new wife's first kids and maybe second kids with another guy. So it becomes very complicated. How should you be a dad to those kids? Do you have the right to tell them what to do?
Is that the reason why you come to Taiwan? So, is that the common surname in Danny?
Yeah, so Nielsen means Niels is the first name, and son means the son of. So, son of Niels.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess, yes, it says doctor about 11 times a year, but in my experience, Danes hate to go to the doctor, even though it's free.
Because of payment, or you just don't like to pay?
No, it's just it's a sign of weakness.
Oh, okay.
So your body should be able to take care of itself.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, it says we are driving Volkswagen. But actually, most Danes don't have a car.
Oh, really?
They bicycle.
Oh, bicycle.
And the reason why we do go to Spain on holidays is because it's warm.
It's warm, okay.
And in Denmark we want sun and beach.
Okay.
And it's very strange, because Danish people like me, we have a very white skin. So when we go into the sun, we turn pink like a pig. And, or totally red, and we just walk around totally red.
You're happy with them?
No. I mean, it's, now, of course, we know it's totally dangerous. But you will always see Danish people still lying at noon, sun burning on the back.
Okay, so how about Taiwan? So again, we do have a pretty popular surname like Chen. I do have one. It's a small population right here. Why? I think Chen is pretty common one. Anyway, so what's the surname for your wife? You don't know them. What?
By White.
No, the surname of your wife.
Yes.
Your wife. By White. By oh yeah, it's not very common in Taiwan. Maybe anyway. But yeah, I have to say Taiwanese. As you are aspect, we are so weak. Just like we easily, even you just feel that I have the wrong nose or I cough, I will quickly just go see a doctor. Because
I think there's a difference here, because when we go to see a doctor, it's because let's say something is wrong. It's not because we want to have medicine. In Taiwan, the people I work with in Veterans Hospital in headache, even if you're a big professor, you have to see 100 patients from 8 o'clock to noon, right? Just to hand out medicine. So in Denmark, you will get a prescription and you go to a pharmacy and then...
so the procedure is more complex.
Yeah, the doctor only has to push a computer button on the keyboard, and then you get a prescription sent to a pharmacy. He doesn't actually have to make sure. But in Taiwan, you have a doctor and a nurse taking care of the printer and the printout and everything, right?
We need the thing, we need the space to do that.
So I think just to get your medicine, you have to see a doctor.
Okay, this is the reason. So we have different way to get medicine.
Yes.
Okay, so actually I drive Ford, not Toyota. Toyota is famous in Taiwan, and we do like it.
But maybe it's made in Taiwan.
It's cheaper.
No, but maybe because Ford, like the old Ford Escape, was made in Taiwan.
Too much for them.
No, because it's a good point. Because why is it Toyota? Toyota is cheap to repair.
Yeah.
But Toyota is also lasting long, and the price stays up.
The CP ratio is much higher.
Right.
Yeah.
So cars that are produced in Taiwan are also cheaper to repair.
That's right. You have all the components.
So if you really want to have a Porsche here, I mean, you're going to pay for it every time. Like my friend, he had a Volkswagen in Taiwan, but he had to have a windscreen wiper replaced, and he got a Porsche one, and one cost 5,000 NT. Right, so
I should be your friend. Sounds like your friends are high socio-economic status. I want to know them. But you can see, lots of Taiwanese spend holidays in Japan.
Yeah.
We don't go there for self. We go there to spend money. We really want to buy something. I mean, for the purchase or shopping, especially for my wife. Anyway. So it's a little bit different. So you can see right here, there's another big difference. If we come back to the family relationship. So you can see for the above part right here, this is the age. You can see the age developing journey. That is for any kid. You can see normally we will graduate from the university just around 22 years right here. And can you imagine when will you leave your home? I mean, you will move out, have your own apartment or something. Normally, it will just like around 30. If you get your own job, you may rent an apartment or something anyway. But for lots of the situations for Taiwanese, I mean, even you get married, live with your, stay in your parents' home. It is still have the case anyway. But it's very different in Denmark. Right?
Oh, in Denmark, because once you turn 18, even if you're in high school, you will get subsidized by the government. And when I was turned 18, of course it depends if you live at home or not. But I got around 10,000 NT per month.
Paid by government?
Paid by government.
Okay.
So if you live at home and your parents don't ask you for the money, then you can just save them and you can use it to travel after high school.
Okay.
Right? So
this gap year is actually like 1 or 2 years after the high school.
So people want to relax their brain, and then they want to really figure out what they want to do with their life. And they do that by partying.
Party all the time. So this is very different. The reason why we have, higher age for the university graduation for them, because you have 1 or 2 years gap year after the high school to rest their brain.
Yes.
What's wrong with our brain?
Your brain needs more relaxation.
Yeah, anyway. And there's another interesting point right here. Actually, you need to move out.
Yeah.
Around 20 or 21.
Well, most people, the parents get tired of having the kids at home. They want to get on with their life. Now the kids the kids have taken up too much of their time already. Now they want to have the second part of their life.
Yeah.
So we are asked to move out.
So you told me a very funny news. Actually, there is one dad still live with his parents. I mean, literally stay at the parents' home after 21 years old, and this boy gets sued, right?
So no, that was Italian.
Italian.
But that was actually he was 43, and his mom really wanted to kick him out, but he didn't want to move out. So the mom sued him. But that's extreme. That's Italians. They are very close.
Well, I think in Taiwan, Taiwanese parents feel they do have a duty to take care of their own son before the marriage, maybe. Yeah. Even after the marriage, if they don't have the house or farm or anything, you're allowed, you're welcome to stay with us.
But I also think it's maybe Taiwanese culture is more about preserving the family's money.
Yeah.
Right? Why should you live in an apartment by yourself and spend money on that?
Pay the rent, pay the money to your parents.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but of course it's relatively cheaper, right? I mean, compared to the outside.
But so again, after 18, if you move out, you have your own place. Maybe you get about 20,000 NT per month from the government.
Oh, they will support you.
So yeah.
Okay.
That helps paying for everything.
We do have lots of the policy right now to support, young people buying new apartment or house anyway. But I have to say that is still not affordable to many of us, because now they even propose the idea that you can just pay back the loan for 40 years. That is, that is a lot. Anyway. So again, we want you to think about this, but because of time, maybe just like 2 minutes, we want you to think about what is the pros and cons of leaving home early. Do you want to leave home early, like now, anyway? So think about that, just like 2 minutes.
Well, also, are you tired of your parents? Do they control you too much? Right?
Yeah.
Do you want your own life? That you have to think about that.
Yeah. Okay, 2 minutes. Because actually she comes from different countries, not from Denmark, not from Taiwan. So introduce your country and share your opinion with us, please.
I'm from Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, and I think the pros of leaving home early would be like, I guess you get more time away from your family, so you can like
away your parents.
Yeah, to think about what you like not having the constant advice, consistent advice from parents. Yeah, make our own decisions and just learn how to survive in the room. And then, but the cons would be like additional costs and expenses, and also you won't get like free food from your parents.
Yeah, free food, right? You're always so, which one do you like? I mean, leave home early or?
I think late, because I like my parents. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So she can get this. Yeah. So because of time, I cannot to invite more of you to share the room. But again, I really want you to feel, to sense this kind of cultural difference. Yes, we are different, but it comes with the good things or bad things. It's not. We are not saying which one is better, but you can think about that. Okay.
Yeah, because I studied in the same city as I grew up, so actually I left home when I was 28.
28.
Yeah, that's very old.
Very old.
But so it's exactly the same. It's just
your parents complain about anything?
In the end, yes.
So now you're not allowed to live in Denmark. Go outside this country. You stay home too long, so you don't have to work. Yeah. So anyway, I have to say, in Taiwan we do feel lots of advantages. You can see the working hours for Taiwan is very different. For Denmark, in Denmark, the Dan only need to work for around 33 hours per
And
day.
it's becoming less and less.
Yeah, but in Taiwan, we get more and more. We are so proud to say that. Anyway, so you can see, sometimes we really want to say we are the first place, the first one of the world. Now we can say, yes, our working time is actually pretty high working time. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, I have to say. So, yes, we can leave home earlier, but now you can leave in Taiwan. In Taiwan is an environment we may need to work longer to get more money because we may not be able to.
But I'm not sure that's 100% the case.
Yeah, I think
Because in Denmark we have unions, right? Union means all workers, they go into one unit and then they can negotiate as one unit. That means they're stronger when they have to negotiate salaries with bosses, right? So it means if the boss wants you to do overtime, let's say normal hours, then it's 1.5 salary. If it's the weekend, it's twice the salary, right? And there's no way around it. But we know in Taiwan, you get to work 24 hours non-stop, and there's no extra salary, right?
Yeah.
So that's one point. The other point is also productivity.
Yeah.
Scandinavia, Northern Europe is extremely productive when they are at work.
Yeah.
They're very focused because they know they have to get this done, go home and play with the kids and relax, right? Nobody in Denmark sits in the office just because they want to make the boss happy.
That's right.
It's a waste of life, in our opinion, right?
Also, don't say that to our kids. They don't mean this, come on. But I think you just mentioned a very important point. Working longer doesn't mean you get a higher productivity. It's very different thing. If you can work efficiently, maybe you can work shorter. This is something we should pursue. And we will have the opportunity to find more hours. So I think
So I should remind you, Denmark got the Nobel Prize in Chemistry last year.
Yeah.
And we have a very high percentage of Nobel Prizes per season.
We got only one, yeah. At least we got one. Don't say that, don't do the comparison, that is not our goal today. But again, I have to say, we work longer, and we feel a lot of the stress. So you can see this is a new, do you know these Chinese words? Come on, you stay in Taiwan like 22 years. It's 3.
Oh yes, 3 of course. Yes.
It's kind of a food, like sandwich, come on, you stay in Taiwan like 22 years.
Yeah, but I never eat sandwich. I eat noodle soup.
Anyway, this is like a new word to describe the people like we, the working age, us, the sandwich family. We need to raise our kids, but we need to somehow take care of our parents. So we can imagine the parents in Taiwan, I mean, your parents or the kids, grandma, fathers, they are looking for the payment or you need to afford something. So we actually have this fun news for you. Can you play that?
我儿子在工作的时候，我也在工作，所以我自己反正就在工作，我从来没有要过他的钱。他有的时候我要出去玩，他会晒我一点，他那这个你要出去要多带点钱，他给我我也会拿。他赚个2、3万，说不定他给我2、3千，然后可能给我10头，我觉得没有那么多表现已经够了，很好了，不去掉，还是越来越好。1/4的话，可以，多少拿一点，没有定期的了，不定期的，我父母也不开朗。通常都是那个母亲节、妈妈生日会特别给红包的，因为我不知道要买什么，他才会比较合他的用，所以发红包是最实惠。比如父母带小孩，我也要给他类似保姆费的这样子，然后生活费当然用其中的。所以觉得这个小孩要不小费，没有这个。我如果要出去，我会跟儿子说：“哎，儿子，我要去哪里？那你要不要赞助一下？”多少我们就不要去在意他。其实我们最好不要有一个什么，他不给钱，你就以为他是消费，这样你对他有一个2元，这个心很重要。然后他有给，
like a mutual stress, right? Parents, we do need to raise our kids. Even they are now 30 years old, we need to pay for them, provide a house to them, like that. But when you get older and older, you anticipate that your kids should do the same thing to you. So it's kind of the mutual.
No, in Denmark,
very different.
Once they are out, 20 years old, out of the house, then you don't expect anything from the kids. Yeah. So you don't. Basically, you should save up for your own retirement, and the government will also help to pay you when you retire.
Yeah.
Yeah. No old people in Denmark will expect money from their kids.
Yeah. So I have to say, why we say the people like, mid-age like us, just like the sandwich family, because we really need to earn sufficiently so we can afford like 3 families. Yeah. It's pretty crazy, because not only my family with my wife, but also my original family and my wife's original family. So it's like 3 families. That is pretty huge, I have to say. But again, it's because Taiwanese culture. Maybe it is the way that we keep the relationship between our parents and kids. But of course, it comes with the burden, it comes with the stress. Yeah. So I think. Go to the next one.
So that's why maybe when you grow older, actually your parents moving, or they never left.
It's very hard to say. You can never say, Dad, I think you should move on. You can never say, this is my house. So imagine, it's kind of the weird bondage between parents and the kid. But I have to say, in Taiwan, we are not allowed to really say something in our mind to parents, even sometimes to kids. Because again, the tradition asks us to be nice, but not to be yourself, but to be nice. So again, this is kind of different things. But again, we may have superficially good relationship between family members, but in reality, maybe it comes with a lot of stress. So I have to say, now we go through this kind of, but the final thing we don't want to spend time right here. I want you to imagine which kind of life do you want to have once you grow old. Now you have your kids, your son. Also, your son or daughter have their own family. What would that be? So think about that. It comes from different angles, but you need to think about which kind of family relation you want to have. But can we go to the final slide? I just want to highlight this one. Yeah. So again, now we're sitting right here because we all study or work in this university. But again, we just want to highlight, in addition to your academic pursuits, your achievement in academic. Think about there are actually many other things. Your friends, you are being exposed to this world, or maybe the relationship with your family. But again, we spend like formally 9 weeks to compare different cultures between different countries, right? So we want to say, if you did find out there is something you really want, you really like, just try to make this big change right now. You are still young, you still have a chance to do that. And again, no such thing is the best thing. But again, you can find out the one you really like and pursue it. Maybe this is the one. So is there anyone you want to share with them?
Well, I've been lucky because I've almost my entire life been able to do whatever I want. Not everybody can do that, but because my parents were not rich, actually my mom was like working mom in the factory. Mm-hmm. So in Denmark, because everything is free, it's possible to go all the way, without the support of your parents. So it's in Taiwan, I guess you can to some extent too. But there are other countries where it's not possible.
Yeah.
So we should think about that. Actually, Taiwan is also a very nice place to be. We are lucky.
Of course, we stay here like 22 years. Definitely there's something good in Taiwan, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'd like to close today's session. We do hope that you enjoyed all the sessions we had for this semester. And again, I want to forecast that we will have something new for the next semester. We will try to emphasize or enhance the difference between cultures, but we will allow you to have more communication between from different angles. That is something we are going to do. So please do look forward to this kind of a new event, and welcome all of you to come back to join us again and for the free food and for some funny factors right here. We do want to see you again. So finally, we want to have a group photo right here. So will you just turn back?